What's up guys, Mr. K-Boy for the win here. Today we are going to be playing some more Ultra Kill today. Now in the last video I said that I was going to be finding the secrets to 2-2. Well, 2-3. But yeah, we're gonna before we get on to Gluttony, I said that in an earlier video that I was gonna do gonna get to the secret level of 2-3. And who knows, if I have some extra time, maybe we'll find the secret for Limbo. But yeah, we're gonna try and do the secret mission for 2-3. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, so first up we need to get this, we need to find 3 power boxes. That's the third one. Now we just need to find at least 2 more power boxes. Thankfully I know where they all are because I played Ultra Kill longer than I played most of my other games. First we gotta take care of all these dead guys. Alright, so now the enemies are cleared. But yeah, this is the first one though, but still. Alright, now we need to pick up this, and then we need to go into here, where we would find the third and last power box, which is all the way up here, which will drain all the water. Alright, now all we need to do is go back to the level where Alright. You know what? Let's try and P-rank this before we go. Now after this, do not go to the red door. Alright, so we are not supposed to go to that door. Instead, we're going down here real quick just to kill everyone. Then we go over here and get these. And yeah, see, look, that's how you get the secret. All right. And we P-ranked it while we were also there, so that's good. All right, let's see what the secret is. Heavy steps, rage, breathing. There isn't much time left. it might already be too late. The labyrinth pathways of arbitrary sharp turns seemed stranger and stranger as panic blotted out once deeply integrated memories that usually guided me. Every corner felt like a stranger. Every straight, every straight line, every straight line too long. The bells told me. A bit downhearted, my last rations, held only by the skin of my teeth, barely hung on as I kept fascinatingly looking around, hopefully a few scraps of burning memory of mine to find a familiar sight that would lead me to salvation. The gates must be closing by now, the last few barely making it. The rest of us never stood a chance. Suddenly, from a blind spot, a figure struck me. There was no time to react before crashing down onto the cold, hard ground. Struggling to regain my senses, at least what fate befall me in my final moments before even in the abyss of endless terror, my mind could have never imagined the horrors I had witnessed. What was that exactly? What? Did this just become a dating sim? Oof, ow, that stings. Who are you? Are you okay? Fidgeting? Nervous. I'm just gonna be like, are you okay? Well, I got knocked over by some blind choice a-hole who gave my skirt decorative dirt coating is so all like effing, and all effing fantastic. I would prefer to not be on the ground right now. Help her up. Hey, sorry for being rude like that. I'm just really frustrated that I'm not the only one late for school, but I also managed to get lost on the way there. Though by the looks of it, you're pretty much on the same boat, and by the stroke of once in a lifetime luck, you just happened to bump into the prettiest girl in town. Wait a minute. That whole thing that was talking about bells tolling and the gates closing, was this? Oh my god, no. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Walk into so how about you leading the way and get the both of us out of this jam? I'm actually lost too. I don't go to school. I'm just gonna put in, I'm lost too. Just my luck. Though in retrospect, I guess you wouldn't be here with me right now if you weren't lost as well. Oh well, no point in crying over spilled blood. We might as well just wait for another student to come in by and follow them instead. I'm Mirage. Don't bother telling me your name though, I don't really care. Oh, well screw you too, I guess. You could do with being a bit nicer to people. You've only just I'm waiting here won't get us anywhere. We should probably be looking away for school. Yeah, I think I would probably say that. Wandering around like headless chickens can only even get us even more lost. Since we're both heading to school and ending up meeting right here, that means we're in a very high likelihood if this spot is somewhere along the way. You have a point. Therefore, we'll be better off just staying put and waiting for someone who does know the way. The way? It's basic logic. You should look it up sometimes. Yeah, the only thing I ever look up is Vocaloid stuff, so yeah. Basic logic or not, we're already late and I'm not planning on waiting here until tomorrow morning. Anyone who knows the way will already have gone there. Sounds to me like you're just looking up for an excuse to give up. Ha! Can't give up if I've never tried in the first place. I don't even make a habit out of trying. Why not? Because nothing matters. What? There's no point in trying if the end result will be the same anyway. As you might, eventually it'll just become forgotten dust in the wind like the rest of us. I mean, really take a moment to think about it. human mind is completely, in its complete vadness, it is capable of recognizing its utter helplessness and uselessness in the fact of, in the face of the inevitable and unavoidable non-existent, but it is incapable of coming to terms with it. We can only ever ignore it or hide from it or temporarily escape from it, but the facts that are bound to the way of all things. Death is unavoidable, not only to us, but all that exists or has ever existed. Every living being will eventually die out. Every speck of matter will eventually wither away, and despite entropy? I don't know. I can't read. I'm an Undertale fan. I can't read. It doesn't matter if you lived a good life or if you left a legacy behind. It doesn't matter if the humanity survives for 1,000 years or dies out tomorrow. The end result is the same. The absolute nothing. Damn. Who hurt you when you were a kid? I mean, like, you are. I mean, like, she is a robot, but, like, this is very sad. Human intelligence is far beyond that of the other animals, but it would be misguided or consider that a gift. All other beings have gift of ignorance and if not understanding of what we do. Our intelligence is not a gift, it's a flaw. An overextension of evolution. Intelligence wants a great future and eons past continuing to grow unchecked and unfiltered, and has passed the threshold whereupon no longer a benefit but an active danger to its host. Much like the Irish elk, the species of deer that grow through an uncountable generations of evolution grew antlers so wide and vast that they could no longer run from predators, and eventually leading to extinction. Cool. The human mind is an evolutionary adaptation causing by going too far into a direction that was once benefactor will sooner or later lead to our extinction. Oh, whoops, I skipped something. Existential dread is already taking hold. I'm sure you felt it too. The pain and fear of being nothing, becoming nothing, suffering of understanding that. We are unable to come with the terms of it. We hide from our own intelligence. We set limits. We stop ourselves from thinking deeply about what will happen when we die. We create distractions. We keep our minds busy with mundane activities and entertainment to stop ourselves from having to come face to face with the truth. We sublimate it. We transform our self-reflective suffering into a form of art to keep it from consuming us. Damn. Is she based? Anything to avoid the panic. But there are ways. But these ways are all simply temporary. They're just pushing back to the inevitable vial of helplessness and despair that would encompass and ruin us. In the end, nothing matters. There's no point in trying to find joy in life. For life and of life itself is suffering. This is just all sad. Like, what? Didn't I just kill people earlier? Like, and then suddenly it's just this. It went from dating sim to like this. What? You're wrong. Huh? You criticize those who consider our vast intelligence a gift, and yet those misguided yourself to believing our meaninglessness is a curse. How could it not be? Nothing we do matters in the end, and we are precisely why we are not shackled by the burden of expectations, the fear of eternal judgment, or failure to meet up to an arbitrary definition of what makes our limited time not wasted. Time cannot be wasted, for there is no greater purpose to life than simply living it. But still, in that case, the meaninglessness of our actions draws the same conclusion. There's no reason to act for any actions, but is simply a temporary function that will nevertheless lead to the same conclusion. Quite the contrary. Honestly, I would never say this kind of stuff. I'd be like, what? You good? Did someone hurt you? Because we have no greater purpose, we are set to free our own, to create self-defined goals which to strive. For it may be nothing, for some it may be pleasure, for some it may be creation, for some it may be improving the lives of others. It's because we have no greater purpose. That time spent on our goals is set by oneself cannot be time wasted. In the end, nothing matters, and therefore you have no reason not to do what you want, rather than whatever illusion of greater purpose is forced on you by others, or even your own misguided thoughts. I understand what you mean. However, that does not ease my fear of the end. Even if we were to try to find purpose, I would still be paralyzed by the thought of becoming nothing. And it has thought worth fearing. However, abandoning purpose, hope, choices, goals, pleasure, cannot make that thought disappear. The fear of, however, can be subside. Giving up is not accepting the end. It is simply accepting the fear of it. It's embracing despair rather than facing it. I see. Thought as much as I like to embrace it, then I am nevertheless struck with the paralyzing existential panic. I understand it logically, and I know that there's no other reason to live in empathy, but my emotional side refuses to listen. The fear persists, and I cannot motivate myself to seek purpose despite knowing I must. This is true. The emotional is not controlled by the logical. However, they are interlinked. Just as the deepest, darkest depths of despair can overthrow reason and logical, warping them into that haze of depression, so too can reason influence and overpower emotion, regardless of how impenetrable its defenses may seem. By continually forcing to subvert those creeping negative thoughts with the positive, logical ones, the emotional mind will eventually gradually start to shape to fit the logical. It's not an easy job, it's not a quick job, but it sometimes feels like an impossible job. However, it can be done. With an immense amount of time, effort, and energy, it will improve. You can change. You can heal. And during the hardest times, when all seems lost and you want to give up, never forget, we will always love you. Whoa. Well, I'll be damned. Guess you got a good head on your shoulders after all. I'm impressed. Man, I feel like I've just shed the weight of the world off my back. Rather, you've done that for me. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You've given me a lot of time to think, and while I'm sure I have a long, hard road ahead of me, I'm optimistic. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, I'm optimistic. Say, we're already too late for school, and it's becoming quite clear that nobody's going to come lead us there. So how about you and I ditch that passion-draining penitentiary and go grab something to eat, eh? Yeah, sure, I've got nothing better to do today. You're paying, though. Nah, sorry, to be honest, I'm still kind of mad at you for how rude you were. Yeah. Oh, you sneaky... But alright. I do owe you one anyway, so what better time to crash out your nice thing did a nice thing to a girl way out of my league we won than now, eh? What the?